come back to the IZOD IndyCar Series with a vengeance, hasn't he?
Well, he's not only going to have to contend with Will Power, he's going to have to contend with that guy who's Will Power's teammate. Elio Castroneves has made it very clear in all the pre-prep for this race that they're out there to do everything they can to bring Team Penske that championship, and the guy that's driving that is Will Power. So Dario's got to go against Briscoe, Elio, and Power.
And this is the 6th race of the year that Elio has led, 4 on ovals and 2 on road courses. He has led since the drop of the green flag here this afternoon in Motegi. And we have completed 29 laps. We're on lap number 30. Briscoe about 2.5 seconds behind. Franchitti, Andretti, Kanaan, the top 5. Then Power, Dixon, Patrick Weldon, and Ryan Hunter-Reay. After today, 1 race remains. Be sure to join us here on Versus for the Cafés do Brasil Indy 300 from Homestead Miami Speedway, Saturday night, October 2nd at 6 o'clock Eastern. You know how tight the points battle is going in. We'll know in a couple of hours how it is going out, but it will be the final event, Saturday, October 2nd, 6 Eastern here on Versus. And as you know, Lindy and Robbie Floyd are at their homes chatting and tweeting with you fans, and our poll results on Versus.com indicates that you race fans think that Will Power is going to win the championship. He has a 37 to 27% lead over Dario. So there you go. What do you guys think?
I wouldn't bet against Power.
It'd be pretty tough to, wouldn't it?
Yeah, again, just think about what he's done on the last 2 ovals at Chicago and Kentucky. I mean, the results haven't been there because of certain miscues. He can do it, but Dario mentally, he's doing all the chasing, and I think there's just a lot more pressure on Power being up front, don't you?
And speaking of Will Power, when we look back to find him, remember that you heard from Ryan Briscoe, his teammate, talking about when you come here for the first time, he's now run the course, he's qualified in the top 3, but race conditions are much different, and he just doesn't have in his database, in his own personal database, what the car is going to feel like and how it's going to change during a race. So I think that's why he's dropped back. He's got to stay out of trouble.
But that's a good mental approach for the driver. Don't get yourself in trouble. Continue to learn about the track. You're in the championship hunt.
Simona Di Silvestro being lapped there. You saw her at the bottom of the racetrack. We are on board with Kanaan, who is running in 7th position. I'm sorry, he is running in 5th, looking back to Will Power, who is in 6th. And there is Simona on the right part of your screen.
And a shout out to that team. Remember, she had another big accident at the last race. They've gone now to the 3rd car of the year after also having a bad accident in Texas. And so they've got yet another tub, tried to put it together, but obviously it hasn't come together with much speed.
And at this racetrack, when you're off the pace and you're staying out of the groove, looking back from Weldon's car, Danica, but when you're off the pace and you're letting cars go by and you get off the groove, it's just insult to injury because you pick up more stuff on your tires and your car gets worse and worse. And it is absolutely no fun. And Simona's in a little bit of that window right now.
Uh-oh, that's Lloyd.
Alex Lloyd is slowing down dramatically and dives toward the bottom of the racetrack.
Just in time there as the leaders went by, didn't they?
Yeah.
And that looked like...
We saw Dan Weldon take 8th position from Danica Patrick before we went to this shot of Alex Lloyd, who looks like coasting down the backstretch.
You know, well, I'll wait and see. Just wonder if he's lost the fire or whether he rubbed something.
Yeah, he was pretty way high on the racetrack going slow, and then all of a sudden dove down in.
And Dario Franchitti, by the way, has gone to 2nd, passing Ryan Briscoe.
And that's right what we saw when we saw him coming down pit road, when we saw Alex coming down pit road. Those cars going side by side was the Penske and Franchitti car, and that was Franchitti getting by Briscoe.
I'm telling you, Dario is living up to what he has said, in that he's going out aggressively, not worrying about Will Power.
And we will have a yellow because of the Alex Lloyd car, which apparently is not going to make it to pit lane.
And they will pit. But this is at the very early part of the window, so now you'll have a shakeup.
Yeah.
Here you were hoping to go longer, and now all of a sudden you may have to pit. Well, everyone will pit.
Yeah, on an oval like this,
Yellow,
you get
pit.
You get hammered if you try and chance it for a green. Everybody's going to come in.
But what I'm saying, though, is that, yes, you all pit, but you also are just sneaking inside the window of 2 more stops after that, so then you have to start thinking, do I save fuel or do I go for it?
I was going to say, when do you say I want to play the game of saving fuel? Because you're going to have to, with this being the front end of that first pit win.
So this will shake it up.
Honda pace car picks up the leader, Elio Castroneves, and as you saw on pit lane, everybody is laid out, getting set for the first round of pit stops. We're on lap number 42, or rather completed lap number 42 on lap number 43.
The window was going to open at 44, but by the time you pit, run a couple laps under yellow, it'll be just about what you want.
And the pits aren't open yet, so it'll be another lap before they can come in.
That helps.
Yep.
But again, even though you say that window starts at 44, Jan, you still want to go as deep as you can in it. Yes, that's the opening of the window, but that's not the best scenario.
It's not the premium spot.
No.
There is Roger Yasukawa in car number 36, the second car from Conquest Racing, although the other Conquest car crashed out early with Bertrand Bargat.
Now, we should also remember, when you have everyone pitting at the same time, that is when you can make or break positions on pit lane, and that's when you can have incidents. And when you're running for a championship, remember how many things have happened this year on pit road. Be good to keep our eyes open for the entire field because they'll all hit at the same time.
Yeah, from the driver's standpoint, you would think their heart rate's up the most when they're on the track. Actually, it's at this point right now because it's not in their hands anymore. When they get that thing parked in the box, it's out of their hands and their heart rate goes up.
This is going to be good.
Wow, look at the scramble to get onto pit lane and define your pit box. Wow, Jack.
Elio Castroneves hits his pit mark as Dario Franchitti goes to his. Now they'll just change the tires and fill the car with fuel. These are 45-foot wide pit boxes, so there's plenty of room. Fuel is in. He hits the button, starts away, being chased by his teammate Ryan Briscoe, and they almost connect, guys, as they get to the end of pit road.
But Power picked up one.
Yep.
Briscoe picked up and got by Franchitti.
And Elio was just a foot ahead of Briscoe as they crossed that timing line. Did you see that?
So Elio will maintain the lead here in our second caution of the afternoon for Alex Lloyd's stalled car on the racetrack. Back in a moment on Versus.
Ladies and gentlemen, start your engines! And the green flag waves, and we're underway at Twin Ring Motegi. Oh, look out!
Under caution here at Twin Ring Motegi with 47 laps completed. Alex Lloyd's car stalled on the racetrack. And we had some very close quarters coming off of pit lane because everybody came in for a pit stop. And here was the battle off of the pit road.
When you see Elio drop, right behind him, Briscoe drops a fraction ahead, and you can see how you have to thread the needle there. And from the front, you get a great angle of how you have to shoot the gap. Briscoe really tried. He nearly gets by his teammate on the high side. And we're back to a restart.
Green flag, and here we go once again. The most laps that Elio has led in a single race this year was 43 at Iowa when he finished in second position. Today he has led from the drop of the green, so he has led 48 and counting as we pick up in a battle in the middle of the pack. That's E.J. Viso, and right behind her, Milka Duno. And Vitor Merit coming to the inside of Milka, and man, did they get close. This is Sato.
All right, Michael, settle in nicely.
15th.
Lots of coaching from upstairs. That was a bar change. He took his left hand off, and you can change the anti-roll bars front rear. Look at the momentum he's got right now.
And that's the same when he got that left hand and went down. That's where the front bar and the rear bar all together.
He's going after Rahal.
He's inside him.
Got him. It's Alex Tagliani behind Graham.
just after Nick Harvey finished telling him, let's settle down, and he's like,
I'm going to get him. Yeah, but there's some drivers, a spotter's going to say that all race long. That's what they're going to say all race long.
Look at
that
this.
race.